Good afternoon, children. I hope all are fine. I got all your answer scripts, and regarding the remaining scripts, I think you are advised by our principal ma'am to submit all the answer scripts to the office. We shall collect it from the office, we shall evaluate all the answer papers, and then get back to you with the marks, or we shall just do the evaluation and file it for our office purpose. Okay, can we go to the class today? See, in the last class, we just learnt about the Reserve Bank of India and the rural credit. What is the function of agricultural credit department? This is an important 3-mark question. The main functions of agricultural credit department is to maintain an expert staff committee to study on the questions of the agricultural credit. Next is to provide expert advice to whom all? The central government, to state government, and the state and other cooperative banks and other banking activities. Next is to finance the rural sector through setting up of eligible institutions who are mainly engaged with giving agricultural credit to the coordinative banks, okay, and all the allied activities of agriculture. Next, we just ended up learning that the RBI has set up in the year 1982 an institution exclusively to take care of all the rural credit activities. Such an institution, we call it as NABARD, okay, National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development, which was initiated in the year 1982. Next, before learning about NABARD, we have the other financial institutions which were set up prior to the coming up of NABARD. That is the Agricultural Refinance Development Corporation. See, this Agricultural Refinance Development Corporation, they are mainly intended to provide medium term and long term credit facilities, particularly, okay, to the farmers or the Indian farmers who are unable to meet up or unable to face the difficulties in getting the long term and medium term loans. And the only organization providing long term credit facility is the land development banks. Just underline this and keep. The only organization providing long term credit facility to the farmers is the land development bank. Okay, but these have been they have been lagging behind, and the performance of these banks were not that much successful. So the agricultural sector, mainly they need loans year after year, because agricultural activity is as such seasonal in nature, and that too year after year the investment is also needed. So these type of banks which lend long term credit facilities for the agricultures did not serve the purpose, or it was not successful in doing the agricultural or rural credit operations effectively. And so the objectives are given, but this was not that much successful. This Agricultural Refinance Credit Development Corporation was established by an act which was passed by the Parliament, and it started functioning from the year 1963, from July 1st onwards 1963. The main objective of setting up of this Agricultural Refinance Development Corporation was to find necessary ways of providing funds through eligible institutions, okay, such as central land development banks, state cooperative banks, and scheduled banks. Okay, so to find eligible institutions through whom the farmers could be given credit. That is one of the main objective of this ARDC. Next is to subscribe to the debentures floated by the central government and the state government, state cooperative banks, and the scheduled banks. The second objective is what? To subscribe to the debentures which are floated by the central land development banks, state cooperative banks, and the scheduled banks, okay, which are approved by the RBI. These two are the functions of ARDC. But somehow this particular development corporation was not successful in providing rural credit. The next is RRB, that is Regional Rural Banks. This was also set up prior to the setting up of NABARD. Regional Rural Banks, last in 11th standard, I just would just like to remind you a small recap. When we learnt about the poverty eradication programs, Okay, under that poverty eradication programs, one of the scheme was the 20-point scheme. This 20-point scheme was brought by during the time of Indira Gandhi. Okay, this was one of the poverty eradication scheme where their main objective was to develop the rural credit and to bring the condition of the farmers to a better state. This was one of the program launched during the time of Mrs. Indira Gandhi, during the emergency state rather. Okay, and this regional rural banks was particularly started, okay, with the purpose of liquidation of rural indebtedness by stage and provide institutional credit to the farmers and artisans in rural areas. That is mainly if already the farmers are indebted, that is indebted means they are into debts, to relieve them out of their debts and to provide institutional credit to the farmers and the artisans. Artisans, small business which are related to the rural sectors. And the new economic program, it was launched by the government of India, and the regional rural bank, which we call it as RRBs, it was set up in the year 1975. See, this RRB, the share capital of this RRB is subscribed by the central government. The central government of India holds 50% of the shares. The state government owns, the concerned state governments, they own 15% of the shares, and any of the commercial bank, whoever is sponsoring this RRB, regional rural bank, because these rural banks exist in that particular region, if that particular commercial, if the banks which are very predominant or the popular banks whose economic activities are more in that particular state, such banks they sponsor, they become the sponsors of the RRB. 35% of the share capital of this RRB is being owned by the sponsoring commercial banks. The main objective of this RRB is to provide credit and other facilities to whom? The small and marginal farmers. Small farmers, marginal farmers, very small farmers, and not only to them but also to the agricultural laborers, artisans and small entrepreneurs, okay, whose main objective is to develop agriculture, do the trading activities which are related to agriculture and commercial activities which are related to agriculture, and the industries and the other productive activities which are agriculture oriented activities. If that is industries, the RRBs provide loans for those industries only if such industries are agro-based industries rather. So these are the main objectives of RRB. Next is, what are the concessions given by the RBI to the RRBs. RBI, Reserve Bank of India, which is the central bank of our country. What are the concessions that the RRB enjoys? Okay, from the Reserve Bank of India. First thing is, the RRBs has been granting many concessions to them. They are allowed to maintain cash reserve ratio at 3% and statutory liquidity ratio at 25%. So in the last lesson, we might have learnt about CRR, that is cash reserve ratio. Okay, that is every commercial bank has to maintain a minimum of cash reserve ratio. This ranges from 5% to 13%. But this RRBs, it is enough if they maintain a ratio of 3%, okay, which means the majority of the money can be utilized by these RRBs for credit creation, that is for rural credit creation. And this is one of the advantage or the concession enjoyed by the RRBs. The next is, they provide refinance facility. They also provide refinance facilities through NABARD. They also enjoy the providing refinance facilities through the NABARD. That is, the RRBs get from the NABARD, and through that they provide loans to the, through the eligible institutions. Okay, so these are the two concessions which are granted by RBI to the RRBs. Next is NABARD and its role in agricultural credit. See, right from the inception of NABARD, okay, RBI has shown a good interest in creation of agricultural credit, and it maintains a separate department for providing agricultural credit. Such a department we call it as NABARD, that is National Bank for Agriculture and Rural Development. They provide exclusive agricultural credit and credit facilities of the RBI is being run only by NABARD. RBI extends, okay, it extends short-term credit facilities as well as medium term and long term facilities, okay, to whom? Through agricultures, okay, through which all? Through the state level cooperative banks and the land development banks. When you look into the NABARD is nothing but an affiliate of RBI to render agricultural credit facilities. So NABARD functions on a three-tier cooperative basis structure, credit structure. On top we have NABARD, below that we have the state cooperative banks, below the central cooperative banks and the primary cooperative banks. Okay, they work on a three-tier system. Just make a note of this. This also could be asked as a 2-mark answer or 3-mark answer. Okay, I'll mention the three-tier cooperative credit structure of NABARD. Next is what are the other functions of NABARD? See the NABARD, the RBI, it has set up the ARDC to provide the refinance facilities to the banks to promote agriculture development. And apart from that, the role of banks for agriculture development is widened. Okay, and the rural development is considered to be one of the most important, and it is the inception of the NABARD has broadened the role of agriculture credit or the role of banks in developing agriculture credit. Next is the National Bank of Agriculture, NABARD. When it was set up, it was set up in the year, just underline this, in the year 1982 by an act which was passed by the parliament to take over the functions of ARDC. Okay, already I told you ARDC was set up in the year, in which year it was set up? 1963. Though it was not that much successful. So to take over all the functions which was done by ARDC, the NABARD was set up, and whatever functions that was related to RRBs with respect to the cooperative bank, that also was linked, okay, organically by the RBI with the NABARD. And when we talk of the share capital, more than half of the share capital is being contributed by the Government of India. The Government of India nominates 3 of its central board of directors on the board of NABARD. The board of NABARD consists of 3 government officials, the 3 central board of directors, which is who are nominated by the Government of India, and the governor of RBI is appointed as whom? As a chairman of NABARD. Underline this also. The governor of the deputy governor of RBI is appointed as a chairman of NABARD, and the Government of India only nominates 3 of the central board of directors as the directors of NABARD. Now let us look into the functions of NABARD. It is an important 3-mark answer. NABARD, it has inherited means taken from. It has taken all the duties or the apex role of RBI in performing the functions of RBI whichever is related to agricultural credit. The first function of NABARD is it acts as a refinancing institution. Okay, refinancing institutions for what? For production and for investment credit. To whom? To the agriculture sector only. And not only the agriculture sector, small scale industries, cottage industries, village related industries, handicrafts, rural crafts and real artisans. Okay, and all the economic activities which are totally, okay, viewed, okay, only in promotion of rural development. Any of the economic activities which are focused on the development of rural sector, such credit facilities are totally refinanced through whom? Through NABARD. Refinance means what? Directly we don't get loan from NABARD. Okay, are we going to RBI directly? We do not go. We get the loan, all the privileges of sanctioned by RBI only through the commercial banks. Like that, okay, the artisans and the farmers, they enjoy all the credit facilities of NABARD through the cooperative banks. Okay, the next point is they provide short-term loans, medium-term loans and long-term loans to whom all? To the state cooperative banks, to the rural regional rural banks and to the LDCs, that is local development banks. Okay, so through those banks, the agriculturists or the people who are related to the rural development, they get finance through such banks. The third function is they give long term loans up to a maximum year of 20 years to the state government. Okay, and for what reason they give this? By borrowing loans, by lending loans to the state government, they help to subscribe to the shares of the cooperative credit societies. Okay, next is fourth point is the NABARD gives long-term loans to any institution which is approved by the central government. Okay, particularly for investing in the share capital and in the securities, okay, on any institution which totally works only for rural development. Okay, the third point is they provide loans to the state government, okay, only for the purpose of enabling the state government to buy the share capital of the state cooperative banks. Like that, okay, NABARD provides long term loans, okay, to a limit of 20 years to the central government also, provided the central government contributes to the share capital of what, any institutions which are providing agricultural and rural development. Next is the NABARD, it has a responsibility of coordinating or bringing together the activities of the state government, the central government and the planning commission. Now we don't have anything called planning commission, we call it as Niti Aayog of Niti Aayog, and the others, and all the state level institutions and the national level institutions, whoever is entrusted with the development of small scale industries, with the development of village industries and with the development of cottage industries, rural cottage industries and even small tiny industries also. So the fifth point is NABARD is responsible for what? Coordinating all the activities of the central bank, of the central government and the state government. Not only that, the planning commission and all the national level and the state level institutions, whichever is contributing or whichever is entrusted with the work of development of agricultures, okay, small scale industries, village industries, cottage industries and rural craft and everything. The sixth function of RBI, of NABARD, it has the responsibility to inspect the regional rural banks and the cooperative banks and all the other primary cooperative societies also. The work which is being done by the RRBs, cooperative banks, it can be state cooperative banks, okay, district cooperative banks and the primary cooperative banks. The NABARD's one of the main function is to inspect the work done by these credit cooperative societies. Next is not only that, it has to maintain a research and development fund, okay, and this research in agriculture and rural development has to be maintained, and based on the researches that has been done, they need to initiate the activities to promote the rural credit also. Now let us have a small recap of the functions of NABARD, because I told you it is one of the important answers. Okay, the first function is to refinance, okay, provide credit facilities, okay, to the institutions which deal with agriculture, what is small scale industries, cottage, village industries, handicraft, rural craft and real artisans. Okay, next is they provide short term loans, medium term, long term loans to whom all? The state cooperative banks, the regional rural banks and LDBs, that is local development banks, and other institutions whichever is approved by the RBI. Whichever institutions which are not approved by RBI, the NABARD will not provide them loans. The third point is they give long term loans to a limit of 20 years. To whom? To the to the state government. For what purpose? For the state government can subscribe to the share capital of what? The cooperative credit societies. The fourth point is also similar to that. The NABARD gives long term loans to whom? The central government also. For what purpose? To contribute to the share capital and in investing in the shares and securities of what all, of any institutions whichever is concerned with agriculture and rural development. Next is the NABARD has got the responsibility of coordinating all the activities of central, state government, planning commission, and now which is called as Niti Aayog, of all the institutions, whichever institution is engaged in lending credit facilities for the development of small scale industries, village industries, cottage industries and rural craft industries. Next is it has a responsibility to inspect the activities, economic activities of RRB, cooperative banks and other primary cooperative societies also. Next is it maintains a research and development fund, and it monitors the fund and it does the research and development activities. Based on the research and development, it takes the corrective measures to expand the credit facilities to the agricultural sector. I think with this we shall finish today's class, children, because the next topic is purely about Reserve Bank and Industrial Finance Corporation. Okay, and in how RBI lends money to the industrial sector. Okay, and today we saw ARDC, regional rural banks and NABARD. Okay, out of this the functions of NABARD is very important. Okay, and the homework for today will be let us complete the previous lesson. I want you to write the functions of RBI, the functions of central bank as a homework and send to my personal ID. Okay, thank you children, have a good day.